Hi, Tracy.
Is this us?
So far.
I'm not going to be on for very long, but I wanted to catch the beginning.
All right. Well, we'll be able to dive into questions in a moment here and see what you need. Hi, Leah. We are just getting started with the all access call Wednesday, March 11th. Hi, Jill Stein. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Mona. Happy to be here with all of you today. People are just popping on here. And I just want to speak into how lucky we are to be able to be in this virtual space and still have amazing connection and community. And I'm definitely feeling that right now, that we have options. It's so good. And options for your business, how you do business. There are many people who don't have options. If their office closes, they don't get paid. And so what I was really tuning into this morning is what a special time this is for us as entrepreneurs and people who are focusing on growing online and in-person offerings, that you have a way to be working with clients and to be building your online presence no matter what. And so I really encourage you. I've been encouraging a few people on the leverage page and commenting that this is a great time to be focusing on some of the online presence growth that some of you may have put on the back burner. Now's a good time. And also, for many of you, we'll be seeing you at the event next week. And I had a wonderful meeting with Sage today, doing all of our final planning details for the event, and really excited to get to see many of you in person. And we've definitely put a lot of practices in place to make sure everyone is very healthy and taking all the precautions. So just taking a moment to breathe and give yourself a moment to wiggle in your seat. So when we wiggle, we release all of the tension, holding, and stress response. You've heard me talk about the fear melters before, but the wiggling is opposite of what you see out there in the world. It's this is happening. And so one of the greatest tools you have for really keeping yourself in high vibration and immune system supported is giving yourself freedom of movement and flow and coming out of any sense of static holding and tensing. So I encourage you to just keep breathing and moving. Some of you know I sit on a chair that wobbles, and so literally if I wasn't trying to be still, it does this all the time. And so if I won't do that too much to make you seasick while you're watching. But yeah, but just seeing like how can you rotate in your pelvis and your hips, give yourself a little more space to move and get out of that feeling like you're on some narrow pathway, because that's not what this is. We all know as entrepreneurs, we're doing this kind of thing all the time in our businesses all over the place. So why not let our bodies come along with that message? So I'm happy to be here with you today. We've got an hour and a half of laser coaching and Q&A time, and it looks like a little smaller group, more intimate group. So I'll get to dive in with some longer support for you potentially today. And I hope you've got questions. And just curious, if you already know you've got questions, go ahead and raise your hand so that I know that you're ready and waiting. Raise your virtual hand. And I know, Tracy, you said you're only able to be on at the beginnings. Do you have a question you want to dive in?
I actually didn't have a specific question right now, so I'm
You
sure
just want to be here. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to be here.
Great. Well, we're happy to have you here. Good. If it changes, put your hand up. All right. Welcome. I see more of you popping on. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right into the Q&A. And if you're just joining us, this is your opportunity to raise your hand at any point you've got a question. If you're new to being on the All Access calls, it's a spot really where we just focus on the Q&A aspect. And so the training that I'll give you just depends on the questions that you have and what you bring. All right, so Phoebe, I saw your hand pop up first. Let's start over there.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I've got lots of really good things. And my question has to do with copy, since last week we were learning more wonderful things about copy. And now I have my summit, my new website is up for the summit. And I know it's a little different than your personal, like my business website, but I wonder if I could get some guidance, some tips, help.
Yeah, absolutely.
At it.
Do you already have it up? Is it already out in the world?
The language is from my last summit, so it talks about channelers instead of holistic healers, but the colors, the logo, the format is there. And so
all right, what's the website?
It's not live. Can I share?
You can screen share. Yeah, let me turn on your ability to share the screen. And if you're sneezing in the background, it's my dog. So she just had a big peanut butter treat and now she's sneezing.
Love it.
Real life over here. So let's see here. I'm going to make you a co-host, Phoebe. That's how you'll be able to share.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this is it. Here we go.
All right.
So it's, it's not live yet, but this is the wait list page. So people can hop in, get on the wait list for when it goes live. So I'll just slowly scroll down so you can see the whole thing.
So is this so pause, just go back up a little bit to the purple. So yeah, great. Just pause there. So the World Conference, is this the summit?
Yes.
Great. Okay.
It's called the Holistic Healers World Conference.
Ready to join the conversation about holistic healing. Learn from channelers about the process of channeling and the various types of channeling.
Right. That is the part that's old.
Oh, okay.
That's old copy from the last. So my VA just plugged in the headings, and then I've just been really kind of frozen. I'm glad you did the wiggle today. I've been really frozen around this. Like I can't do it, and then hearing all the great copy and looking at my people are healers who are building their business.
Right.
Right. And so looking at, Megan had us go through like 3 different things that they're struggling with, and coming up with copy around that.
Yes. And so do you have that?
Yeah.
Right.
So one is how to tell people what they do and how they help them. And so I help them to speak clearly about what they do so your clients can recognize you.
Yeah, speak clearly about what you do. Great.
Okay. And then the second one is they need money. They want to feel on purpose, and they don't like to think about money. And so, so you'll have a clear path forward, knowing that you'll always have plenty of money.
I would say something like, have a clear path forward. Just, it sounds a little clunky. So I'm just tuning into what else it could be. Like learn the, essential strategies or essential structures so that you'll never have to think about money again.
Oh, yeah. Writing it down.
Because that's what they don't get, is that we only think about money when we don't have enough of it, not as much when we do.
Yeah. Okay. So essential structures.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll never have to think about money again.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Or worry about money. Think about money or worry about money.
Okay. Awesome.
And what's the third one?
The third one is they have a vision and it feels huge and they doubt that they can really make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I help them, confidently help them to confidently show up for their clients who are looking for them.
I think that's too similar to the first one.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about, so your clients will recognize you.
Right.
Um,
It is the same.
yeah, so it could be, let's see. So the first one is about clients and then about money. The third one sounds like it's about their big mission, their purpose.
The vision. Yeah. Purpose.
Yeah. Could be something like receive customized action steps to turn your vision into reality.
Ooh. Yes. Turn your vision into reality. And that is part of my intro for each of the interviews. I've been doing interviews already, so vision into reality. Ooh, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want to scroll down some more?
So in this first part here, should I put those three bullet points of what they'll get from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that spot where you have the channelers.
Yeah. And is it join the conversation? That seems kind of weak.
It feels weak. Yes, it's your word, but yeah, it does feel like it's very light.
Yeah.
So I would say you could just have welcome to the Holistic Healers World Conference and then say a free virtual training for, I mean, you already say holistic healers. You could just say a free virtual training.
Okay.
Welcome and to the Holistic Healers World Conference, free virtual training. And then have the 3 bullet points of takeaways. And then coming soon, April 20th to 24th, there's a wait list.
And then this is kind of logistical. What is the conference, 5-day virtual event? And be talking to over 20 holistic healers. And this,
you're updating it. You're going to update it.
This is all going to be updated. So all these channelers will be healers, but that we're speaking, each of the people I'm interviewing are speaking about their business as a healer and the obstacles they've overcome. And they share their story about how, where they came from and so forth. And the topics, I don't think I get into this here. I have 4 overarching topics, like one for each day. One is focused on self-doubt, one on money, one on visibility, which kind of aligns with the clients, I guess. And so does marketing, but marketing more like online technology, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I would say you could outline those there just to be clearer. You could also do that in an email, because when you're running a summit, you want to be sending people an email a couple times a day. The first one's just letting them know, here's what's happening. This is why you want to join us today. And then the second one's like, the recordings are here for you. Listen.
Yeah, I've got all that, kind of dialed in once they sign up. But it was just this initial copy that was just, I knew it needed to be tweaked. And so in this section, it's more logistical about who these people are and what we're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So the main part is just getting those bullet points in here so they know that they can relate to that. Like I want to see that.
Exactly. The bullet points. The other thing I'm wondering, if you scroll down, are there images? Do you have,
Not yet.
but
I
they're
can
coming.
show you my old one. Eventually it'll have all the healers
Great.
picture with their website, so they know who's coming. And then as we have the schedule, we'll have the schedule. We'll have the categories. We'll have the titles when they're there.
I wouldn't advise putting the healers' websites on
Okay.
your page. Not having those links is it can divert people off in those different directions.
Okay.
So just their photos, name. If it's a rollover photo, like sometimes it has a little few lines, few sentences of a bio, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
just a photo and a bio rather
Mm-hmm.
than, or
Yeah.
like a link to read the bio or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that'll just keep the attention more on join the summit rather than giving all the presenters and all their information. You can give the links to their websites when you do links to their free gifts and
Right. That's
that.
where and that's all on each of the interview pages. So each one has their own page, and then there's a link right to their free gift.
Great.
And they're all downloads. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the main thing I would just say is those key bullet points, and then adding in some photos. You want to have like you have the banner there for the conference, but ideally also imagery at the top beyond just the purple banner.
To give them a picture of this, I can relate to these people.
Yeah, it could be a picture of a group of healers, whether they're like group of people standing in a circle, holding hands, arms lifted. Could be a picture of you on the side of then having women's holistic business.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I have a little my mission statement at the bottom, but that would be okay to put my picture there.
Yes, that would be okay.
I'm your husband. Hello, come with me.
I know. I think it's interesting that you put yourself at the bottom.
Yeah, I know.
This is your summit.
Yeah. Hello. I'll put it up at the top. Okay.
And I would recommend having it put into a banner so that it's not just a single photo of you on the side, but it's more of like, here's a strip of color at the top and it has your picture integrated into it. So that may be
integrated in the banner up here.
Yes.
Like
that, right. Meaning, like what would that be like? Well, like a Facebook group banner or something like that, how it's all in there. So not so blocky, like just an image. It's more, this may need someone that has some Photoshop skills.
Yeah, actually, this is my VA. So
okay.
She knows what she's doing.
Okay, perfect. Great. So she can do that for you.
Yeah. Okay. So move this stuff up to the top, welcoming them. With the real sign-in page, I actually have a video of me welcoming them and telling them why they want to join us.
Perfect. Yes, that's even better, having video. That was the last piece I was going to say, is whenever you can add in video, that just makes it stronger. And having a couple spots for opt-in. Perfect.
And then when they purchase, they get a thank you page, and there's another video with the upsell, like offer to buy the all access pass at the early bird price discount.
Great.
Cool.
This is amazing. Congratulations. It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of interviews to do still, but it feels so amazing to be on purpose talking with these people, and it's really all coming together. It's really fun.
Awesome. I love it, Phoebe. And what would you say, is there one share you would give to anybody who's thinking about hosting a summit? What do you want them to know?
Don't do it alone. Have a VA to do that kind of stuff, and be sure you're walking along with somebody who's done it. Those two things have been essential, or I would have not done it. Yeah.
Well, awesome. You are walking forward. It's happening in a month. Congratulations. You know how much goes into a summit. So it's very exciting.
Well, thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, let's give you a kiss. Mwah. All right, let's see who else has their hand up. Dr. Leah, hello.
Hi, I missed the beginning. So
No worries, we're just open Q&A.
perfect.
Talking about how important it is to have online components of our businesses right now,
yeah, no
as you know.
As I know, yeah. And Phoebe, that's awesome because I've wanted to have a summit, so I liked the inspiration that you're giving me. So thank you. And I am a holistic healer, so yay. Okay, so I'm going to try and share my screen because I actually have a question for the podcast.
Okay, great. I'll have to let you share screen.
Okay.
Hang on. It's unusual.
And then it may be on my dual screen, so I have to figure that out.
Okay, it should let you share the screen now.
Okay, thank you. Where does it let me share? Oh, right there. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Bam. So I'm going to share desktop 2.
I'll tell you what to share.
Can you see it?
Oh, yes.
That's me. Okay, there's me. So the podcast is Women in Wellness. And I have a couple different versions. So I was hoping I could get like a show of hands kind of thing or Megan's awesome advice.
Well, definitely show of hands is great, except that when we're on screen share, you can't see all the hands. You can't see all the images, but
okay, that's true.
Like just because I can't see all the people, but
so never mind that. But they see the bottom ones here, and you can see my mouse, right? That was sort of their idea, but I also liked see this one has to 10x bigger, which is the same as this. So it kind of moved from see so what
are your top 2 or 3?
Well, my top one was I like it on the side like this or this one over here. And this was just I thought what we were starting with because it's stacked. I think the 2 is too big. So maybe it's mindset mastery 10x your business.
Yeah, that's one thought I had too, is just that the 2 10x was like confused me at first. I had to read it a couple times.
Okay.
And then I think that when this one is so much clearer than the other fonts. So the other 3 there that I see, those ones, there's a lot going on in the fonts. Okay. This one is just super clear. And
then here was the newest version, but I think I'll just then go back to this older version where it's on the side, the font's on the side. Get rid of the 2, maybe mindset mastery 10x your business.
Do you have an older version that doesn't have the overlay over your face as well, but it has the sidebar? I just wonder what it looks like.
No.
Okay.
I don't. I have these 3 though, which I didn't really like.
I don't think it needs to have the image, the logo image sort of thing on there. It's just with a podcast graphic, you have to remember you're looking at rows and rows of tiny images when people open it on a computer, and even smaller when it's on a phone, and then they're just seeing what stands out. So my one thought would be also looking at what it would look like if they took the filter off that photo on the side and they just had the purple bar.
I guess there it is.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. What I mean is, so to the right, yes, the backdrop that would cover half of your suit jacket, but not your face. That's what I'm wondering about. Just getting to see the difference. So
this one right here, but take off the filter.
Take the filter off your picture, but not behind the text.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
Because I think your face will just pop out. It's a more muted version, which works too. Like that's still my favorite one, but I'm curious what it would look like. So maybe once you have those 2, you can post them on the leverage page and get votes there and ask people for votes.
So the same one, I was just going to show you on here because this has like the color block behind. So do the color block behind, but not the half my jacket over, right?
Yes, exactly. just like that.
Perfect.
And I love that for your opt-in.
Thank you.
Beautiful graphics.
Thank you. And it's funny because I love working with a graphic designer that I can sit with, and you're like, oh yeah, change this or change this, or usually I'll print it out and draw on it and send it back. But this way it didn't happen that way. That's why you see all of this in Slack. But oh well.
Yeah. But it works and it's beautiful. And yeah, I would just say take those final 2 versions and post them on the Leverage page, ask for votes.
Okay. So this is one version here,
Yeah.
the one and the way it is, and then the other version without the filter.
Without the filter over your picture, but
Okay.
keep the filter behind the text.
Okay.
Yeah.
And take out the 2.
Yes. And take out the 2 on both of them.
And it sounds like a appealing name for the podcast.
Yeah, I love it because it's really clear that it's related to wellness, but it's also for wellness in business.
Okay.
Like it's not a wellness podcast for people to necessarily get advice for their own wellness. It's a place for people who are wellness practitioners to go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome, Leah. Any other thoughts? Any people that want to popcorn in what you're seeing when you look at those images too? Just want to open it up because you did ask for other.
Purple is a power color, and it looks really good with your hair. So I like it a lot.
Thank you, because the designer, I kept saying no purple, no purple. And
I saw that.
What's your beef? You saw that? Yeah. What's your beef with purple? I'm like, I don't know. But thank you. And it is a healing color. It's supposed
And
to.
it's the color of queenship too. So
And it's the 7th chakra.
right.
True. All of those things. Okay.
And I was just going to say one thing.
Embrace the purple.
The image would be super easy to just tell them to bring your picture to the foreground,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Bring that forward, and then the background is all behind you.
Perfect.
Well, but we still want the background behind the words.
Yeah.
But
But if you
yeah, but bring the picture forward. Yes.
right?
But not bring it forward, but not to the front.
Right. Just one layer forward or something.
One layer forward.
They'll fix it really
They'll
easy.
know.
It looks really great. Beautiful.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's give you a kiss. Mwah. Your podcast is coming to life.
Woohoo. Yeah.
Happening. Good. All right. Let's see who's next. Jill, your hand popped up early too. Hi, Jill.
Hi, sweetie. So we have our launch. We have a call coming up with you to go over our launch plan. So we don't need to talk about that in this call, but we're our live event is supposed to be in June. We're not putting any deposits yet because we're waiting to see what happens. But so probably we were just about ready to start doing a save the date, but we're probably going to wait now until like early April. So we'll have all of April, all of May to get butts and seats for that. And that'll lead into our next program. We're in a program right now, in a 6-month program from our live event in October. But we're still not turning a profit from having the live event, all the expenses of the business, because I think we only have like 4 people that are paying monthly that are in that program. So I think what my question is for you today, because we're looking, and we're going to talk to Deborah later too, but we're looking for maybe some things, littler things to do kind of between now and then that might bring in some income, because we're working our butts off. We're having 4 meetups every month. We're doing Coffee with Tiffany 3 days a week in the mornings. Plus all the other little things that we've added, like from the retreat in Hawaii, we added a couple of like lives on Facebook, some classes that we offered for free. So we're offering all this stuff for free. And we're like, okay, what could we add? Like we have a lot of content for stuff that we've done in the last year. Like we had a get out of your comfort zone webinar that we did. We have a lot of stuff that maybe we could sell and start funneling into the live event, but sell for not very much money, or is that a mistake? So
yeah, I don't think it's about adding things
okay.
for you.
Okay.
I would say it's the opposite. So my gut instinct there is that you have so many offerings for people to work with you for free every month, including in person 4 times a month. And then like 3 times a week with the, coffee date time. That's a lot. If people were actually taking you up on all those things, they'd be so full, they wouldn't want anything else.
Okay.
So
Maybe start pulling back on that.
yeah,
Okay.
like one meetup a month is great.
Okay.
So that you're also gathering more people to come to one thing and they don't feel like if I knew someone that I wanted to go to a talk for was happening every week, I would just say, I'll go to it sometime. Like that's not a priority anymore. If someone's coming once a year, I'm going to make it work.
Okay.
So if you think about that for how you work in your own business, now obviously you're not all wanting to do something just once a year because you're trying to attract more new people to find out about you. But when people are already well known, that's more of the kind of strategy of cutting back.
Okay.
So for you, once a month, I think would be great. And maybe you just do once a week with an online video or twice a week, but that's already plenty. People we see getting a lot of traction with those online ones, like Facebook Lives, and those offerings are more like once a week.
Okay.
So doing less is going to give you more free time to focus on the monetizable aspects.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. Maybe cut back on the virtual meetups too. Sage said maybe go have a meetup in another town. So we're working on adding a monthly meetup in the North Bay because our current one is in the South Bay. Maybe still do that once a month in each location, but then take away the virtual ones so they can't get to us every single week.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my dog. Okay. And I don't know what we'll do with Coffee with Tiffany, but I'll talk to Tiffany about it and see if maybe we can cut that back.
Yeah. I would just say, looking at how you can cut those things back. And I think it is a better use of your time to look at having something in South Bay and North Bay rather than all in one area so that you're reaching some new people. And then also looking at how often you're making offers and having ways for people to jump in with you. Because if you're, offering private sessions with you, offering discovery sessions so that they can jump in to work with you one-on-one, or to be in a program. I know your doors aren't open right now, but when they are, I think that's going to be a better use of your time and your energy, because you have to start looking at now what is monetizable. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we really need to do is just kind of figure out, okay, being a little more aggressive when we're having what we're having, of really encouraging people to jump in to something besides just seeing us the next time or joining our Facebook group. I mean, we have this great Facebook group and we have a huge following on Facebook, but we need to actually get people to start communicating with us. So other than private coaching sessions, other than offering some private coaching between now and the live event and when our new program starts, any ideas on?
Well, like VIP days are always a great place to start to get a cash infusion idea. So you can come up with two different versions. You can have one choosing what you want, but I'm saying two ideas are a VIP day that's one-on-one with people, more like higher ticket and just working with one person at a time. Or you could come up with a VIP day that could be a virtual gathering or in person, depending on how things go, and having that opportunity to be as a group. Okay. So just like we do with some of the speaking training, that's right, Sage and I lead usually once, sometimes twice a year, where 12 people come and they're part of a 2-day thing.
Okay.
So offering something that's more exclusive, and it's a way for people to get a result that they want right now. And so do you have any thoughts about what that result might be?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we could definitely pull together a VIP day or two with two different topics, because we have enough people that are watching us and they know what a difference it makes when we help them get into the right mindset. And we're also doing a lot of channeling. So if people know that they're going to get one-on-one channeling by coming to the VIP day, I think it'll be a draw. So yeah. What's a price point for something like that? Do you think for where we are, like say we did a 4-hour VIP day and we limited it to like 10 to 12 people could come?
And And so the promise would be like learning time.
We'd have to noodle on the promise, but really it would
That's
be
what makes the difference.
that
Yeah.
was the difference on what you're going to charge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would probably be something like,
And all of you can be considering something like this too for yourselves, while Jill's considering like, if I were to offer something, if I needed a cash infusion, if I wanted to do a small group VIP day or one-on-one, what would I offer? Because this is a good thing to always have in your back pocket. So you're not just at the whim of like, needing to fill the live event only, or needing to launch, you're waiting for your next launch of a group program, but you could pull in clients at any point.
yeah. It would probably be something like, are you struggling with knowing what you want in your life, but not being able to manifest it? Because it's going to be towards people that already know a little bit about manifestation and law of attraction, because that's our ideal client. They're trying, they're just spinning their wheels. And then learn the tools to help you manifest what you want in the next 6 months, and receive guidance from your guides and your angels to help you get there, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, so learn the tools so that you can help, and so it can help you get what you want in the next 6 months. But it's just like a one day intensive.
I mean, because you can really, they could spend 4 hours with us, and we could get them into the right mindset, and we could get that out into the world, so that within the next 6 months they brought to them what they were looking for. That could absolutely happen.
Yes.
That was just getting that message across.
So I would say that the challenges, so in the Bay Area kind of zone, that is something that can be offered in yoga studios and in like healing kind of locations, but I'm especially thinking about what I see as like afternoon workshops. So the challenge is you're up against people who could be offering that for less than $100.
Okay. Let me think about it. And when we get you on, we get on a coaching call with you, we'll give you some different ideas.
Okay, great. Yeah. And so for the, and there's nothing wrong with doing something like that for a $97 afternoon either, to get more lead generation and then get to have one-on-one check-ins with people from there and see what else they're wanting.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we could come up with something. I just don't want to take the time on this call to noodle on the title and what it is, but we'll bring some.
So keep getting curious about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome, Jill. Let's give you a kiss. Mwah. Thanks for your questions. Jennifer Cormier. If you're ready. Yeah. Oh, you're on mute. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hi.
Hey. Eating an egg salad sandwich.
Yes.
I'm gonna go in another room. I think I just have like a general existential crisis kind of place that I'm in.
The small things here today. Yeah.
Just a small thing. So I'll just give you a 1-minute overview of where I am.
Okay.
And then we'll laser in somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Okay.
Okay. So been focusing on the weddings. I have wedding wire in the knot.
Nice.
I think the last time we talked, it was like, okay, is it $2,500 and we this? Jill has helped me because we got a call about it. Yeah, I was like, well, you can take some, I can do both, right? I can do like a 6-month deep dive for couples. That's $2,500.
Yeah. And
I can choose to take a wedding here and there for $550 or $650 just to get it going. There's that. Where kind of I want to set myself up to start doing online work and group programs and that kind of work. And I don't necessarily see that for the weddings. I see that more for the grief work. And I'm looking at really specifically what the last teacher I worked with was like, all this business stuff, you have to have the value. You have to have the juice. Like, what is it that you're bringing? It doesn't matter if you learn all the Skype, whatever a launch is. Like, what are you offering, you know?
Yes.
So the last 2 years, what I've been offering that feels really rich is holding a container that's called Dream Dancing. And it's a combination of like a sacred space, opening a container with a drum, the grandmother songs, some meditation. Like, it's like a rich container space with an altar. And the last one I did was like dream dancing with the ancestors, and people brought ancestor photos, and we called out names of ancestors, and people got some really deep, rich, like, oh my gosh, I understood what my grandfather's life was like living on the farm, or I danced with my mother, or like, it was like really deep, rich stuff. And I know that there's a lot of things out there for grief, for there's hospice, there's lots of free resources for people that are going through a grief process, right? So what I've been mulling on is, well, what about for people who've lost somebody a year ago, 4 years ago? It's been a while, but they haven't processed. It was like a funeral and you're supposed to get on with your life. So to like hold a container, like a year-long container, to actually walk with your grief, learn from your grief, but let it be what I'm learning, because I have a background in dance, performance. I was a contemporary modern dancer. I'm a 3-time certified yoga instructor. I taught therapeutic Pilates for 18 years. I'm a massage therapist in 3 states. Like, I have the somatic embodiment.
Yeah.
So it's like, here's a particular container that I have been cultivating over the last couple of years that brings in all those skills. And then if it's particularly set up now, using like the access point of collective consciousness through dreams, some creativity, poetry, like bringing, like there's an element of really bringing people together in connection and community, and then supporting each other to connect with our loved ones that have passed. And I'm not like a medium or a channel, but I can hold that space where that stuff can happen for people in a direct way. Like, I don't need to, you know. So that's what I've been working on. And that's what feels like I would do that every day. I would do like a dream dancing for grief, and a dream dancing for your teenage visionary, and a dream dance. I mean, I could take that container and apply it, dream dancing for, you know, for your sexual vitality, dream dancing
All kinds
for
of
like
different niches.
Like you name the niche, and I could like bring that
and you
to
could
it.
come
Right?
Okay. Well, how about you name the niche and then you design it around?
Right, Megan. Right. So I can name the niche. Yeah. So, I mean, I've been doing one a month, and it's been like 5 people, 7 people, 8 people. I'm like doing it, and I'm inviting kids. I feel that that's pulling me. And I don't know if it's a niche for, I guess it could be a niche for couples. It definitely could be a niche. Yeah, it's definitely a niche for grief, because I see a lot of people going to a bereavement group, and there's so many people that are suffering, and I don't think they have not done anything in their body.
Right. Yeah.
So when my dad died, I had a year, and I was like, I'm taking this year to grieve, and grief is going to be my teacher. And I went on hikes where he went on hikes, and I had a walking stick, and then I would set a timer for 15 minutes a day, and I danced, and I created a dance practice and a movement thing for a soul releasing ceremony, and I burned the stick. It was just like a really deep, I really grieved. And then at the end of the year, I was really done, you know, and I still miss him, but
it sounds like you're also, so this would be a program to support people who are really feeling because there's all different kinds of, you know, death, right? Like people who are really feeling that loss, and it's really present in their lives every day, and they're wanting to move through it and have support along that journey. And so even your story, like that becomes a powerful signature story to be able to share. your practice and how you guide people through that kind of a practice. So I can see you definitely working that into a program, whether it's a year long, 6 months, 9 months, like anything in that kind of range for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say keep leaning in to where you're being guided. And it doesn't mean that you're not doing the weddings and not having that aspect. Like you're, I see that you're really holding that kind of polarity, like the one of the most joyous times in life and then some of the most painful times, and that you're walking that whole spectrum.
And would this be too niche down, Megan? Or, I mean, I feel like I could even, because I think people think weddings are all joy, 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 and death is all sad, 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 sad. Right? But grief, there's like a lot of love and grief.
Yes. Yeah.
And then when people are anytime they're moving through a threshold, it's like, okay, now I'm getting married, but now, oh my God, now I'm not single anymore. Like, like I'm giving that freedom up, you know, like that threshold is like, wow, it's a lot of stuff. Like there's ecstasy and grief and.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is where I would say, like, this is not the typical conversation that you're seeing on the Knot, right? Like that's not what they send out emails about. So I would say, like, if you wanted to design a program in that way that's not focused on grief specifically, but if you wanted to stay in the wedding zone, this is what gives you the opportunity to charge more for the weddings. Like you can officiate for people, but there's also this like connection. Because I would say, I mean, we don't even have a date set and I've already picked my officiant because it's someone that's like a spiritual guide for us and has been. And not everyone has that. Like not everyone has someone who's supporting them on the journey. And so my thought is that's when it becomes more valuable to people, when they feel that intimate connection with you as the guide and the teacher.
Right.
So you having a course to focus on all the things that aren't getting looked at in the journey to wedding could be a zone to explore, and writing out what are those aspects that you'd want to focus on. What does light you up? And just like you said, that's an example, that place of understanding that it's not all joy, and that you're focusing on all, you know, there's the grieving that happens for people who now don't have certain people present anymore for multiple reasons, why they're not there to celebrate this time. And then grieving, losing old life, stepping into new life, and choices together, and couples coaching coming along with that. So there's a lot of room for you to grow that niche.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that I've been doing with these, like I married a couple and she had a picture of her dad that she put on her bouquet because he had died. And, you know, it's like, if you're a woman and you don't have your dad at your wedding, like that's a real, you know, my dad is not here. And that comes up, and having altar tables, like, oh, you know, one of our best friends killed themselves, and how do we be with that? And I, you know,
so including all of these elements. So creating a ritual and a ritual process in their wedding.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I would keep exploring that direction so that you don't have the split. You can still do grief work and have that be part of it. And maybe as people are working with you around the wedding, they recognize, oh, they also want to do some of these other areas with you. But if you focus on building out this zone for wedding related work, I think that could be really rewarding.
So you kind of, what I'm hearing you say is, yes, keep digging and weave this richness into the wedding related work, because I'm already doing it. And there also could be another, I don't know.
Yeah. Other things that you add in later.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome. Thanks for continuing to explore. Let's give you a kiss. Mwah. And let's see, Ellen, you've had your hand up for a while. What's your question? I don't hear you. 1 second. There you go.
Yeah, I'm at a bit of a standstill with what to do next. Last year, I seemed to be on a slow climb. I had miniature talks, and they just small groups of people would come, and then that eventually led to clients, and that eventually led to my 6-month. And then that ended early February.
Okay.
And I was going to do a 3-day event in early April, but there's nobody to come. So Deborah and I decided I would cancel that one. And so now I need clients, I need money, I need, so I'm not sure, I was listening to the VIP day for, you actually charge for those. That's a possibility if I can get people to come.
Yes.
So I'm a bit
virtual. So that could be one of focusing on creating a virtual training weekend, something that you charge for, where you just, accept in. It could be even having 4 clients, 8 clients at a time, like something more intimate where you're marketing that way as a way to give more personalized, customized attention and lead a workshop that way. And when you're leading virtually, you just have to, take multiple breaks and, pause the Zoom throughout the day.
Okay. I don't have any people. Like I have, my 6-month only had 3 paying people in it, and one of them still hanging in there. But she was eager to come to the 3-day event. And of course now it's not happening. But I think I can hang on to her for a while. And then I have someone who lives in Mexico 6 months of the year, and she's really enthusiastic and great, but she's gone half the year. So if I'm doing a year-long program, I have been doing a live group once a month, which I enjoy doing. In-person group. Yeah, in person, sort of a shamanistic weird thing, but it works as part of
that's great
program.
Yeah.
So but I'm just like, now I need I guess because I went silent during the 6 months because I focused on them. I wasn't, so that's what you guys talk about, doing a year long so you don't go through that, right? But,
well, either way, whether it's 6 months or a year, the important thing is before your program is up, for all of you to really get this piece, before the program is up, you're focusing on marketing the next one, and you're still continuing to generate leads while your program is in. And I know it can feel like just a big exhale of, now I'm going to take a break from that and push away. And maybe for a month. And the truth is then you come back around 6 months later and you need those leads to be there. And so now would be the point, Ellen, to focus on the lead generation, to focus more on the online presence aspect, since you're not going to be able to do the in-person event. And I've seen you sharing videos and reaching out that way. And so are you offering discovery sessions with you?
I am, and I've been doing signature talks that nobody comes to again, which is, I don't freak out anymore like I did at the beginning, but it's like, how come no one's coming anymore? And maybe I have to go to bigger cities, or I don't know.
Yeah, it could be, right now there's lots of factors, but that's where I would just say, when you're focusing on doing some online trainings and gathering attention there, building that place, getting emails on your mailing list so that you have a community that you can reach out to when you have an offering like VIP Day, now's the time to be focused on that.
Okay, so short events that people pay for. Okay.
Yeah, well, as if you need cash infusion right now, so that goes back to that same question. And the other thing is the actual lead generation building. So you're collecting emails for your mailing list by offering your free gift and doing some regular Facebook Lives and offering value to people and just free trainings that way.
Okay. Yeah, I still haven't done the live stuff. I tried one and then I erased it right away afterward. One person came, and that one person signed up, and then she changed her mind. I didn't pursue her because she's kind of related to my husband, so I didn't want to sort of it was odd though, because she did wonderfully as a client. And then, so she said she did want to sign up for I had offered a 5-session package.
Mm-hmm.
And I left her for a few days, which I guess I shouldn't have. And then she said, oh, I've been thinking, I think I'd like to just do some introspection and not do that. And I was like, okay.
And then what did you say?
But she's really be alone and she wants more introspection. Okay. But I kind of clammed up because she is a relative of my husband.
Yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm. And with other people.
With other people, yes.
Yes, with other people, I would recommend letting that be the start of the conversation.
Yes.
You're getting curious. So I hear that there's part of you that wants introspection and you want to kind of retreat. And there's another part of you that wants connection, wants relationship. So let's just chat about that for a few minutes. Like then you're entering back into a grow conversation.
Okay. You make it sound so easy. I guess
Well,
it is easy.
That's because it's practice. So it's not easy necessarily naturally, but at this point, after hundreds of grow conversations, it does become natural because it's practiced. And so
Yes.
That's where I think important for you, Ellen, to be getting more opportunities just to have the conversations.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I have lots of conversations that don't turn into sales, but I see every single one of them as information gathering and practice.
Okay. And so should I keep doing the signature talks as well as the online stuff, or just focus on the online stuff for a while? And
so, I mean, you can definitely still be doing signature talks. I would just wait and see over the next month of, maybe now's the time to be focusing more on the online piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Ellen. Thank you. Mwah, let's give you a kiss. And Kathy, you've had your hand up.
Thanks.
Hi.
Nikki. Hi. I have a question about client testimonials or referrals that I have on my website.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a little old. Do I need to replace them? And if I do, how many should I have? And should I have video?
Well, so let's see. So it's not about them being old, like it doesn't matter. What matters is the quality of the testimonial. And if they're speaking to specific things that, it doesn't have to be specific programs you offer, but they're speaking to solving or working through the certain challenges that you are helping people with. Mm-hmm. And do you feel that's the case?
Yes, they're good.
Great. Yeah, so that doesn't so much matter. How are they right now? Just written format? Do they have photos?
No photos.
Okay. What you could do is have a combination. So you could have some of those written testimonials, and then if you got a few clients to do just, holding their phone and doing a simple 1 minute or less kind of little video testimonials, and you load a couple of those up, or you splice them together and load them up, then that can be great as well, just so people can see a few different people. But it's not an either or. It's more just that it's great to have some balance there. Okay. And any testimonials are great. So for all of you, whatever you can get to add onto your pages for testimonials is a big help.
And a round number, 3 or 4?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be very many. So sure, 3 or 4 is great just to have on there. And then if you were doing a program video, or you're marketing to invite people into a course, you'll see how often we have that for leverage, and for ELA, we have a video that has multiple testimonials into program results. And so that's where collecting some of those along the way from people can be helpful, because then you could splice them into something longer later on.
When we did we did some at 1440. Mm-hmm. We sort of did them for each other.
Yes, that's
about
right.
Our programs, or so I could include some of those as well.
Absolutely, that's a great idea. I forgot about that. Yes. So any of you who've done that for each other, you can include those. That's a great opportunity for those who are coming to the event next week as well, to take some time to just go walk outside onto the beach, grab a friend, someone who you've been a buddy with or in board of directors if you're in leverage, do a testimonial for each other for how you've been impacted. And you have worked together, because any of you who've supported each other through something, you've hopped on a call and done spring cleaning with someone, you've worked out some technology problem, or a personal challenge, or any of that, you can weave into the genius of the person that you're speaking about. And you all know how to give great testimonials.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
good question. Thanks, Kathy. Let's give you a kiss. Mwah. All right, and Janine, I keep seeing your hand pop up, your physical hand too. So I'm just looking on the sidebar here. So I'm gonna get you unmuted maybe. Nope, I think you have to.
There.
There we go.
Okay, it's nice to see you, Megan, and it's nice to see
nice to see
everyone.
you too.
And I don't want to belabor the whole coronavirus thing, but it has virtually impacted every single client, every single project that I'm involved with.
Yes.
And I am, staying optimistic. I'm trying to be strategic instead of reactive. I've opened up some space for my Croatia, Italy cruisers on a different cruise, and I'm trying to get the ones that are freaked out moved over to that. It's a year down the road further, so it'll be less income for me at a time when I was counting on it. But I guess, and then the other piece of all this is, Magellan Project, which is the circumnavigation trip that I've been hired to put together.
Oh, yes.
And we have been going great guns. I've been doing lots of talks. We've redone the website, lots and lots of good things happening there, but we were scheduled to go to New York next week to the Explorers Club annual weekend. And this is an event that astronauts come to, famous mountain climbers, big, big deal.
Mm-hmm.
A woman that we knew there who lives on Park Avenue had offered her gorgeous apartment and I had the invitation done. She was going to invite 30 very high net worth people. We were going to hopefully collect all this money. And yesterday she pulled it. She said, it's not a good idea to be meeting in small groups. And I can't blame her. She's 78 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to replace that with something else that I'm doing here in California. And I guess and then the other piece that is overlay above all this is my daughter is going to have her first child around April 1st. She lives in Alaska, which is where I have another office. And so I'm always back and forth to Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
She has invited me to be at the birth, but she's very concerned about my travel and potential exposure to coronavirus. And she talked to her midwife about it, and her midwife said, I'm not allowed to kiss the baby. I can't kiss the baby's face or hands. Then maybe I could kiss the baby's feet. And it's just sort of this is the last straw. I mean, I don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah, so everything is being up in the air for you, and so much of your life and your business is totally focused on having people gather in person, and not only in person, but on cruises.
Small boats, not really cruises. And I crafted this email that explained how a small boat trip is so much different and how it could be so much safer. And it's not the same as it's like being in a restaurant with friends as opposed to being, with 3,000 people you don't know.
Yeah.
I'm being proactive, but I don't want to slip into a reactive mind. But yes, everything in my life has been impacted. And I guess I just need okay, so here's a question. I am trying to push forward with a future trip, after Croatia. I've got to get something on the books. It's got to, I've got to continue on. But I am spending so much time trying to nurse and rescue. The fact that the Croatia trip starts in Italy is just really hard. So anyway, I'm just wondering what percentage of time should I be working on sort of problem solving and keeping my clients happy, and do you recommend that I even think ahead to 2021 and put something on the website, or?
Sure, for 2021, yes, moving towards that. I would just be cautious of, deposits, and for all of you in terms of events right now, like what's being put into place with how flexible people are being. If you're putting down a deposit for something, what are the negotiations right now? Because people are pulling out of so many things, that you have a lot of negotiation power.
Right.
So I would just keep that in mind. And yeah, I would be saying, you want to take care of the clients that you currently have. And so moving them over to something, if the current trip isn't continuing, then you're moving them over to this next date. And I hear that it's a year away. And they've already.
I don't know that it's canceling. I have to see.
Okay.
And there are some people that are like, hey, I'm going no matter what.
Okay.
I feel that way. And so
Right.
I may have a much, much smaller
You have
group.
a smaller group.
But then I'm trying to scoot the other people into a new piece of business so that I'll still make the commission.
Yeah. So this is why it is so important to have different elements of your business. So it's not all riding on one piece. Like if people don't show up for a trip, then that's it.
Right.
And so this could be a great inquiry, Janine, to see what are you building in that would allow you to, again, yes, have that virtual reach from anywhere. And not only focusing on the element of the trips and in person.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's stretching, it's stretching right now, but this is the conversation that we're really hearing everywhere. Is like everyone's getting curious about what does that mean, and I would say there's also the high side of this is there's a lot of change already happening and will happen over the coming months for people putting their attention on what really matters to them and not as much on the excess. And so for all of you thinking about that in terms of your businesses, how are you setting yourself up to be in alignment with that and with people's shifting attentions? Yeah.
Just one last comment, and that is that I have like 4 or 5 projects that are ongoing right now. So it's not just one. However,
diversified.
Yes. However, the Croatia trip is huge.
Yes.
It's really big. And I didn't see this coming. I don't know how I could have possibly planned for it.
No, you can't. And that's where you can tell people you're moving them over to the next one. And they're, hopefully already have paid the majority
part of it.
So that you're just moving them over to that next spot.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Sending you big love as you navigate all of this. Lots of wiggles. Yes. Mwah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mona. Hello. What's your question?
Hi, Megan. How are you? This is Mona. Hi, ladies. How are you doing?
Hi.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Well, actually, I need to clarify where do I stand now, because I feel I was in a little bit of confusion, a little bit about my my statement, and specifically how to target my ideal client. I was always looping around this, and it really confused me so much. But after some deep work, I realized that it's about people who want to create a business and a lifestyle that is aligned with their heart and soul, simply because I feel this is aligned with who I am and my story. And I really did some, I don't want to say stupid, but some mistakes in my business that I really felt that I felt so down and my energy was drained the last couple of weeks. I had a group and it was a big over 600, and I felt, oh no, I cannot, and they were not engaging with me, as I said before. So I came out and I told them I'm gonna close the group and I'm gonna start another one for coaches only, which was after I did this, I felt that I did something absolutely wrong, and it hurt my feelings so much. I stayed in this mood for 10 days. I'm sorry just to say it, but I need to clarify myself. And now I returned back to my original group and I put it myself back. So now I need to, I'm putting good content, and I post daily good I do post daily, but you know, when you feel that you are doing something, talking to one person is different than talking to so many things. And I made a freebie for coaches, which was really amazing, but I feel it cannot, I don't know where do I am, you know, I'm lost. I feel a little bit lost.
Yeah.
So I need to navigate myself.
Yeah, just taking a breath into that. So right now it feels like your energy is kind of split and in multiple places. And when we're doing that and keeping energy in, like, I'm over here and then I'm over here and then I'm over here, and with the franticness rather than I'm here and I'm here. So just checking in with your own energy, Mona, of, yeah, you can be multiple places and have your attention moving, and how can you spread that out with calm? So for you, I would say if you're creating something that's specifically for coaches, it's not that your idea was wrong to start a group that's just for coaches. You could have that. You could start a group and have your free opt-in for coaches, and you don't have to get rid of your other group. But maybe you don't need to post every day there. So you can start doing some market testing to see where are you getting the traction, where are people paying attention.
So I prepared a workshop that I'm going to do by the end of this month. The name of the workshop is Business Confidence Workshop, which is, this is my title because I changed my title. I was a Clarity Confidence. Now it's the Business Confidence, and I'm happy about it. There is no wrong about it, but I feel it's not converting. Yeah. Or maybe because I've just published it right now, or maybe the title is not correct. Or maybe I was not in alignment and not in the right energy to create it at that time.
Well, when you say business confidence, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's part of the challenge. Like, are you being clear about the results that people are going to get?
Yes, I wrote the results, that what they are going to get out of it.
Okay. And what are they going to get?
So, but which is how to create, define what does, how to get clear about how to design their business or their lifestyle. Have to design, you know, the first being clear about what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And working on their fears and their confidence and simplifying their life and their business so they can go out from stress to less to feel less stress and so on.
So you're supporting them to feel less stressed, more clear and confident in the direction they're headed, it sounds like. And I would say, and then I hear you saying that designing their life and designing their business. So there's multiple things in there. I would just get even more narrowed down, like clear with those few bullet points of what you're going to help them do. So if it's confidence, it could be have the confidence to, you know, share about your message with anyone you meet so that you're attracting the right kind of clients.
Mm-hmm.
So message clarity, client attraction. It's just cutting out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so message clarity, client attraction. Those would be two of the main things. And it may just be that you focus on, or even a client attraction. We definitely have found that client attraction is the most highly converting. So what if you put together something that was just about attract your like perfect clients?
I put something part of it, which is how to create your business around, how to build a brand around your story.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this could be on one workshop in itself?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. How to build a brand around your story. Mm-hmm. And that can be for people that are a little further along. So this depends on where people are in the stage of their business for who you're going to be attracting.
So,
but I would go ahead.
I didn't hear.
I was just saying that branding is a little further along. So that's something to
Yes.
work with clients on who already have a steady business. I think it might be freezing, Mona. If you're still hearing me, then I would just say start with, again, client attraction. Client clarity is the biggest thing that we that we've found converts. So that's why I'm telling you that one. And then other things like branding and those pieces are great for later on. And if you're working with clients who already have established businesses, but if you're wanting to work with coaches, it could just be about where to find your next 3 clients. Where do you find your next 3 paying clients? How simple could you keep it to get the right people in the door so that then you're finding out what to do from there? I can hear you.
I need to figure it out a little bit because I feel you can hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being like this, but something happened to me. I don't know.
Yeah. You just feel split. It sounds like between the two. And that's okay to be testing out the two different kinds of groups of people that you could be working with, and don't make yourself wrong for it, but using it more as research to just find out.
That's why I return back to my group, and I'm giving it more as in a general thing, like I'm speaking more of the message that whenever, if anyone wants to start something, wants to create a lifestyle or business, it has to be aligned by your soul and your heart. Because when we do the things that we feel that is right for us, here where we feel happy and fulfilled and our life has meaning. But if we are pulled and distracted from here and there and doing things that are not aligned with us, we lose ourselves. And this is my main message,
Beautiful.
So I felt because we cannot be in take right decisions as long as we are not really clear and stable and energy is right and we know exactly what do you want. And this was always my message. I just upgraded it because I entered the part of having a passion in life. And when we have passion in life, we have a meaning in life. And from here, I build it a little bit up of how to find your passion and start taking it step by step, and you can make a profit out of it.
That's great. Turn your passion into profit.
Yeah, this was my main message, But I confused myself a little bit when I shifted a little bit to work on coaches, which is, I feel it's okay with me. There is no problem about it.
Yeah.
It's no problem because I worked with coaches and I had 2 clients. Their life changed. They weren't working and now they are coaches, which is something I felt so happy. And to see these kinds of women taking this transformation with me, and they stayed with me for quite a long time, and now they are coaches and coaching other people. So this to me, that's why I got inspired from here. I help women really get into tap with their skills, their uniqueness, their passion, and start owning it and raise themselves up no matter what to do it, So
Beautiful.
That's why when I have my group with 600 plus people. So when I went out, I felt, one of my friends told me, Mona, you are as if standing on stage and you tell them, bye-bye, I'm not going to play with you. So it really hurt my feeling, and I disappointed them, even if they were not responding to me, simply because maybe this other of you ladies might maybe benefit something out of it. When you're talking to people and they are not responding, they are not engaging, this is quite frustrating.
Yeah. So then, Mona, I have to continue on, but Mona, I would just say your focus then I would recommend is on engaging them.
Yes.
And finding new people that can join the group. So you're growing the group and letting that start to build.
How can you generate leads out of the group? This is the one thing we need. I need to know, how can you get people from out of the group and let them come in by posting
Yeah, we have trainings on that in ELA. So we do have trainings on that, but I would just say like it's all the ways like doing talks, doing boosted Facebook ads, doing posts on your personal page and on your business page, inviting people into the group, being on other platforms of social media. So there's a lot of different strategies, but it's basically you're inviting people constantly into the group as the next place for them to join you. So
Okay.
you're constantly being the invitation for join me over here. This is the training that's happening later this week in the group. This is what you're going to get in the group. Join the group, and you're continuing on with that message.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Mona. Let's give you a kiss. Mwah. You've got this. And let's see with our hands. Jennifer, I see you circling back. Yeah. Oh,
I figured if no one else had their hand up, I would just ask a follow-up question.
sure.
So if I feel like one of the big things of this program is me learning, is like me becoming a speaker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I feel really comfortable leading groups, like as a yoga teacher and as a,
Yeah, but speaker can be
if it has like a main meditation, like movement component, I feel good, but just me standing on the stage. Hey, baby, I'm finishing up this call. I'm asking a question right now. So if you could go with Lola, I'll be done in just a minute. Lola's going to set you up. So with the, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No worries.
Oh,
You were saying it's different when you're doing the signature talks.
Right. So I haven't really been doing signature talks yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-part question. One part is how much in a signature talk can I merge the kind of throw in a little bit of meditation and a little bit of that kind of thing in there, so there's a little bit of a blend of an experiential thing and a talk. Like, I'm just curious for the people that are kind of dancing with somatic work and pulling that in. I know, like, Sage does a little bit of that. There's that. And then the title of a signature talk, from what we just talked about, in holding the space that is threshold, that is celebration, and that grief, that the relationship to grief is so many things. It's not just sadness.
Mm-hmm.
And that when we go through weddings, there's also that threshold moment, and it's not all joy. And so just kind of thinking of my personal story of like walking that year of grief with my dad's death, and I'm kind of feeling like there's a sort of Dia de las Muertas, like skeleton bride kind of
I like that
thing going on, right? Where there's like like the marigold, like the richness of life, like the heartbreak, that like a heartbreak is required to open your heart to let more love in. Do you know what I mean?
That can be beautiful branding imagery for you, and to kind of follow that train. And for the signature talk, I would say the main thing to look at, if you're for any of you who are doing embodiment practices as part of what you're offering, that happens during the portion where you would be doing the teaching. So you have your engaging questions, you have your story, you're connecting with people, telling them where you're headed in the talk, what the key points are. Then you have a teaching segment, and the teaching segment can involve the movement if that's part of what you're offering, or involve meditation as part of what you're offering. We just don't recommend any kind of meditative practice right before you're going to make an offer, because people are very relaxed and they're not in that sense of, oh, now I'm going to take action, and now I need this. We do meditation so that we don't feel like we need anything. And so that's tricky with the offers. So just keeping a little distance between those two. And but you can definitely do all the movement that you want.
Yes. There's a question in there that something you just said. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is my question. The idea that's coming now, because I've been so on the ceremonial artist wedding train, holding space for ceremony, that I've just totally given up my massage practice, which I was doing too much, and it was just felt like too much. But my wondering, stepping back in now, is to have like a one-on-one niche that's like body work to move through grief, or have an actual one-on-one piece of hands-on.
Yes.
And then those people would be the people that I would be adding to my, right, that could then potentially step into a year-long thing with me.
Yes. Yeah.
So
so body work, like the hands-on healing, rather than just doing, like, calling it massage or body work sessions, like there's healing sessions, one-on-one healing sessions with you. It could involve some coaching, like speaking, and then also hands-on with you.
And I'm just really, the thing that's always tripped me up has, in this world, because I'm studied with all these healers, obviously, is like a money thing, because I'm part of this bereavement group right now, and it meets once a week at the library, and they're all people that are suffering in their body that need to move stuff. And I've offered up, like, hey, I'm doing this dream dancing for the ancestors, and I've told people, oh, I'm really interested. I sent out an email like, hey, for those of you that were interested, here's the flyer. It said suggested donation or requested donation, $20 to $25, right, on the thing. The guy pulled me aside, one of the leaders of the group, and was like, you really can't ask for any money, to do anything with this group. Anything that you do, it's got to be free. You cannot, and you can't advertise your weddings business, because I had, like, at the bottom, my email signature had, like, wedding testimonials on my website, and I was like, okay, so it's like, is the entry point a day, like 1 day a week or half a day? I do like just free hands-on healing, just to say, like,
so that's where you need, and this is for all of you who feel like you're coming up against that with other people in charge, that's where you need your own groups, your own meetups, your own talks,
right,
where no one's going to tell you can't make an offer.
Right.
That's my answer to that one. I see one more question, and we only have a couple minutes left. So I would say you need your own groups, so you can create your own rules. That's the foundation.
That's the reason for that.
Because he gets to make the rules, his group.
Right.
Nothing we can say about that. But you can offer them to come to something free, and then you can make an offer from there.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Mwah. Thank you. And Juliet, I see your hand up. Your physical hand. Hi.
So just I've done 2 signature talks. They were really small. I was just making sure, I just had to get out there. Not a lot of time to market, and I had 3 people at each, and 2 men. I had 2 men on each and 1 woman. So interesting that I had more out of the equation, more men. And on my Facebook ads, I had more than 100 click-throughs, and again, same ratio of 2/3 women and 1/3 women. So interesting, just a third of the stats. But then, so as I said, I've done these talks, not really any discovery sessions out of it, but it was just great to get them done. But what has come out of it was, in both these talks, the lady friend who came, she said, can you continue this as a group? And in the previous week, my friend who supported me, the male friend who supported me there, he said, I don't know why you haven't done 2 years ago, I did a group program for 12 weeks, and 9 sessions, Enneagram, each week, each session was a type. And he said, I don't know why you haven't done that. And there have been some reasons why I haven't done that since. So technically, I had 8 people, maximum 4 people on a low day in my living room. And I had asked for a donation at the end. So technically, I piloted a group program, but in person. So out of these 2 signature talks, no discovery sessions really, but this group request coming out, and I'm torn between following your model of get a few individuals individually to a 3-month program, and then you can work it out for your group program. Yeah, I totally see. Or do I just kind of resurrect what I've done before and work with that?
Yeah, I mean, if they're requesting group, but they need to hop in a conversation with you to get in the group as the next step.
Okay.
So just making that clear to them, yeah, you know, I am intending to open the doors to a group, and the next step would be to just have a quick call with me. Let's just open our phones right now and pick a time.
Okay, and then do I still do signature talks and pick May, end of May or middle of May, so I've got time to do maybe some more signature talks?
Yeah, so you can have more people in the group.
And start it up. So even though I'm not doing necessarily individual coachings, I'm planning a group session, and the signature talks are for the group.
Yes.
Not just individual. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know how to honor what was coming up, and yet trying to work.
Well, and that's always the thing. So for all of you, if you notice that there's a need, we have someone in Leverage too that she wasn't planning. She was doing some market research for something, and she had 8 people come to her that want to be in a group and want to be mentored by her. And it was the same thing, like, start the group. Like, they want it, just go for it. And so for all of you who feel like, I'm not sure, I don't have all the pieces together, or I might not do that forever. Like, if you've got people walking through your door saying, I want your help, how can you just put something together to support them and then learn what's there to be learned along the way?
And then when it comes to the content, the original group was just purely Enneagram knowledge, just type knowledge on your personality. But now my niche is much more about relationships, and there's the type structure. My 3 signature talk is 3 keys: type structure, the gender wiring, the gender needs, and maybe and then the communication. So now, do I create a program with these keys, these other 2 bits in them, in my niche, more in the
that
niche?
would be like the key steps, and then you're expanding on that in your program.
It's not just a resurrection of the old program, it's now layering on the new niche.
Yeah, it's up to you, but if you're in alignment with your talks, so if they're coming to you and you're excited about the talks and that's what they're saying they want a group from, then you want to focus there.
Yeah, that's what I feel is my USP, because I had relationship coaching, I had Enneagram, but I don't see it coming together.
Yeah.
So,
this is how it's starting to happen, starting to blend.
Okay. Just needing affirmation and confirmation.
Absolutely, Juliet. Let's give you a kiss. Mwah.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience, for all of you just staying a few minutes over there. And I look forward to seeing many of you next week at Women Rocking Business Live. We're excited, and just keep asking your questions, leaning into the Facebook group, booking sessions with your coaches. For those of you that were in spring session registration for ELA or Leverage, then just remembering that your sessions will need to be used by the end of March. So make sure if you're not on your coach's calendar that you get in there before our calendars fill up. So prioritize yourself and getting the support you need. And I look forward to seeing many of you next week and the rest of you next month. Bye for now.
Bye.